Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're gonna sit here and chat and do our makeup together. And I had a specific topic in mind. I wanna talk about aging, and specifically aging with the context of beauty. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So for today's video, I feel like being extra. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this Chanel Hydra Beauty Essence Mist. It smells fantastic. The entire Hydra Beauty skincare line smells like peach and melon, which is fantastic. And then I'm gonna go into these Skin Iceland eye patches. I've tried them before. They're okay. I got them for free from Sephora a while back. You know when you have X amount of points from Sephora and you can get like a sticker? They actually had these eye patches available, so I went and got these. These are supposed to be cooling and firming. We'll see about that. So this entire video is inspired by Cindy Crawford. Specifically, there is a video series on the Vogue YouTube channel where they have celebrities do different makeup routines. They did one with Cindy Crawford, with Tracee Ellis Ross, with Liv Tyler. So the one with Liv Tyler is probably my personal favorite because I will always and forever be a fangirl of Lord of the Rings, and she has the most soothing voice. Anyway, they did one with Cindy Crawford, and Cindy Crawford for me has always been like an icon, a pillar of beauty, if we can say that. So I should say that for the eyeshadow, I'm going into this Charlotte Tilbury palette here. This one is called the Sophisticate, and it's a matte palette. I know that it doesn't scream fun. However, it's what Cindy Crawford uses, and if it's good enough for Cindy Crawford, it's good enough for me. I'm gonna go into this color right here with a more fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna place this in the crease. So I am 32 years old. Hi, how are you? And I know that most of my audience who watches me is older than me. I can see my analytics. I can see where the majority of you guys live. Most of you are in the United States, and most of you are in your 40s, 50s, and 60s plus. Some of you are in your 30s like me, but most of you are older than me. And I know for myself that I get frustrated with the content that I see on social media because it often doesn't represent me. And that is exactly why I started my channel, because I started the channel because I was just so annoyed that none of the makeup looks or the people creating the makeup looks were anywhere near my age range or did makeup that was appropriate or applicable for me. So I can only imagine how the rest of you feel who are older than me, because it seems as though once you hit 22, you are like no longer a visible member of society or something. And I feel social media is just so obsessed with like 13 to like 25. That's just like the only bracket that exists, and after that you just like fall off into a cliff or something. I feel like I do have hope that things are getting better, because with social media, even though there are people who have started doing, YouTube videos or whatever at a very young age, the ones who have continued to do so are aging also here on YouTube. So hopefully that will mean that there will be different faces for people to see. You know what I mean? Because representation is very important, When I was growing up, there was no representation of plus size women in a positive way, but now girls have models like Ashley Graham to look up to, and I feel like I don't really know any models who are working who are older or mature, you know what I mean? A perfect example is skincare. Anytime you see skincare for global anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, it's supposed to remove sun damage, etc., the model always looks like she's 22 and she's always been airbrushed. So, why is this person the face of an anti-wrinkle cream. It doesn't make any sense. And then every now and then, when you do have a company that actually does use an age-appropriate model, it's like, oh my God, look at this person, look at this company doing like using a model who actually would use that cream. It's such a big deal. And there's something so perverse about that. I'm gonna go into this white color here and just place it on the mobile lid. I really think that marketing departments are really honing in on something when they use a 22-year-old to model a wrinkle cream, because I think as women, it's very easy for us to fixate on our flaws. And when we see someone who looks perfect, we kind of imagine, oh, you know, when I was younger, my skin looked like this, or my skin used to do that. And it kind of just like taps into that insecurity. And then you end up making like an impulse buy, an impulse purchase, because you think, oh, well, if I just buy this cream, then I'll end up looking like this model. I'm gonna go into this cooler shade now, and I'm gonna go ahead and place this in the crease as well. And I think there's something to say about maintaining ourselves. I think if you are watching this channel, if you're here on a regular basis, it's safe to say that you care about your physical appearance. You know, it doesn't mean that you're vain. It just means that you moisturize, you exfoliate, you take off your makeup, you wear sunscreen. You know, we're all doing the things that we're trying to preserve ourselves the best that we can. But no matter how much we preserve the outer shell, something's got to give at some point, you know? And I really wish that companies, specifically skincare, would be more honest with their claims, because some of these magic potions really make you think that you're going to wake up looking a decade younger, you know? And I have to say that I really do not believe in any magic potion or magic cure. I do not believe that any one cream or serum or eye cream is really going to de-age you. You know, like there are certainly some skincare products that are much more effective than others. That's for sure. But you're still going to have the same face. You're going to be the same person. And I think that's where we really have to pay attention to what it is we're looking for. Are we looking for something to just brighten up our skin a bit, just to kind of give us a bit of oomph? Or are we looking to be a different person? And I think that's where there can be some danger, because if you're looking to become a different person, then I think you could easily fall prey to a lot of marketing. Okay, I think these have stayed on my face long enough. Do my eyes look more firm? You tell me. I'm gonna go ahead and do the face makeup, and then we'll go ahead and fix the eyes after. So touching on what I was saying earlier about what is it that you're looking for? You know, are you just trying to, you know, zhuzh yourself up a bit, or are you trying to be a different person? And I think this is very important to think about if you are thinking of having work done. Now, I have absolutely no problem with anyone doing anything to their body when they are of age, when they're an adult, when they have the money. You know, it's your body, your money, do whatever you want with it. I think for a long time here on YouTube, there has been an alarming trend of very young YouTubers getting lots of work done. I mean, under the age of like 21, you know, getting all sorts of stuff done. And that seems a bit scary, because with plastic surgery, there are trends. The same way that there are trends with makeup and shoes, there are also trends with plastic surgery. When I look back at my life, I'm talking about myself here. When I look at my 20s, especially my early 20s, I had no idea who I was. I was so insecure. I had no real voice. I didn't know who Allie was. And so to think if I'd had unlimited funds, if I didn't really have the right kind of support, and I would have started doing those types of things, who knows where you would end up, you know? Because I do feel that getting work done, whatever you want to call it, once you start, I think it's really hard to stop. And again, you know, if you are a grown woman and you are making your own money, do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy. You know, I don't think anyone has the right to tell an adult what they should and shouldn't do. I just think that, you know, if you're very young, your body's still not done settling in, and it's, I don't know, just my opinion. And I think that we have to be very sure of what we're doing, because we never really know what the side effects are, you know, especially when they come out with like new techniques and they're like, oh, we're doing this thing now instead of this thing. You're like, what are the side effects in 10, 15 years? We don't know yet. For the concealer, I'm going to go into my NARS Creamy Radiant. And for myself, I mean, I'm 32. I've definitely thought about it. I've thought about getting like little injections here and there done, but I'm too scared. I'm too much of a chicken. I'm also too cheap. They're very expensive. And like I said, once you get them done, you kind of have to maintain them. So, and I also know for myself, every now and then, I will obsess over the most minute imperfection that I find in myself. So a couple of years ago, I started getting obsessed with the fact that I was getting crow's feet. That was like a thing. I started like trying out every single eye cream known to man, and I guess I was just like terrified of this. And then eventually that obsession subsided. Several months ago, or I would say last year, I became obsessed with this milia that I was developing. So milia is kind of like a skin tag under the skin. It's very common. Babies get it, but also adults can get it. It's a very, very common thing. And I had a small cluster of them around this eye here and over here. And every time I would do my skincare, every time I would do my makeup, I would feel it. And I just hated it so much. And I knew that I could just go to a dermatologist and have it removed. But I don't know, the anxiety just like stopped me from making a decision for several months. And then I finally made an appointment. I went to see a doctor. He removed it at the clinic in 20 minutes. I was in and out in half an hour, and I have never been happier. That's just an example of myself that I know that if I find an imperfection, I can just like fixate on it. Every time I'm doing my makeup, I'm just like looking at that only. And so I know that I'm like that, and I know that sometimes that fixation just goes away naturally. Let's set our face with a bit of powder. I'm going into the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Powder number 20. And I think that for a lot of us, if we don't pay attention, we can easily fall into that trap of just like focusing on like little imperfections and then just like fixating on it. Because I can tell you one thing, that entire year that I had milia around an eye, I never got one hate comment about it. No one ever mentioned it. No one noticed. It was just me. For the bronzer, I'm going into my Guerlain Terracotta palette. And then for the blush, I'm going to go into my Chantecaille Cheek Gelée. But I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, because I am speaking as a 32-year-old woman, and I know that someone who's older than me would have a different experience with this and might feel very differently. And so for the highlighter, I'm going to go into my Chanel Le Blanc Rosy Light Drops. I remember several months ago, I had a subscriber telling me that she was experiencing menopausal acne. What fresh hell is that? Excuse me, menopausal acne? Does that mean we just get acne all our lives? Like, what? Oh my God. That seems like the biggest travesty. You have a cream for like firmness and wrinkles, and you have an acne cream at the same time. Like, what the hell is that? I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit more of this white eyeshadow. I kind of wish it was popping more. So for the liner, I'm just going to go ahead and use my Chanel Stylo aux Yeux in Brun Agapé. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit in the waterline on top. And then for the mascara, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Volume de Chanel, always a classic. Okay, so for the lipstick, I'm gonna go into this Bite Beauty lipstick that I actually made last year. Last year I was in San Francisco around this time, and Bite Beauty has lipstick lab, so you can go ahead and visit and you can create your own lipstick colors. So I created one that I called Effortless, and it's kind of just like an everyday easy nude. Okay, I think this about does it for the look. I actually really like this palette. I know it's like all matte and kind of like boring basic colors, but something very classic about this look. There's something very classic about using a more cool toned color in the crease. It does say very 90s, but you know what? If it's good enough for Cindy Crawford, it's good enough for me. Please let me know what you think of today's video. What do you think of the topic? What are your thoughts on anything we touched on today? I am so happy to see that there's just like a bigger variety of beauty YouTubers now. There are definitely more people that are in like the 30, 40, 50, even 60 category doing videos now. It's not just like teenagers. So that's really nice and refreshing to see. And I hope that that trend continues, and I hope that that trend also translates into different marketing. I would love to see age-appropriate women posing for skincare, even makeup, you know, especially because a lot of these luxury makeup lines are targeted at more mature women. So it would be nice to see the marketing reflect that as well. But I can definitely think of some luxury brands that are targeted to a more mature audience, but all of their promos and posters are of very young models. And I hope that that changes one day. That would just be realistic and refreshing and just like a reflection of reality. And that would just be nice. You know, a reflection of reality would be nice. So if you happen to enjoy today's video, and if you are new to my channel, please like, comment, and also subscribe. Those will all help my channel grow. If you're new here, whenever I get luxury makeup items, I only talk about luxury makeup first of all. But when I get a new item, I will create several different looks with the same items. That way you guys at home really get a sense of how to use up everything you have. So anyway, I think this is all I have for you guys for today. So thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.